Hey everyone, Mr. Xmas here. In this video I would like to take a look at two moddable weapons in Warface, the AK-47 and Desert Eagle. These are two very iconic weapons which have been in the game since 2014. Jeez, that's almost a decade now. They have both been given a lot more versatility and usability with their additions to the modification system, so we'll take a look at their default and modded stats and see if they're worth using and if it's worth investing into their modifications. First off, you can obtain both weapons directly through the shop for Warface dollars, which is probably the easiest and most reliable option as they have been in the shop for a while now. However, they will cost you 75,000 Warface dollars each, so you may need to grind some Warface dollars if you want to get them. Random boxes for Warface dollars also exist, which is also how you can get the gold versions of these weapons, but I've not seen them in a while, so I will just go for the direct purchase. Let's start off with the AK-47 stats, which doesn't really have any special stats when it's stock. 85 damage and 600 RPM are not terrible, but also aren't very close to the current top weapons. However, the 6 times damage multiplier to the head and the 1 time multiplier everywhere else are more in line with the rifleman's top picks. The range of 12.5 is also incredibly low, as most assault rifles in the game have a max damage range of at least 16 meters, and some SMGs even have more range than this. It also does not help that the minimum damage is 46, again, even SMGs can have a higher minimum damage than this thing now. Despite all this, its base damage and head multiplier allow you to one-hit KO anyone up to at least 25 meters without any modifications, thanks to its good base damage drop of 1 per meter and 0.8 per meter with a suppressor. It also features a very quick reload time of 1.77 seconds for its 30 round magazine, which makes it a lot more convenient to use in PvE if you want to increase its mastery level. The swap and ADS times are also slightly below average. The recoil of the AK-47 is not easy, but also not too difficult. The first 5 shots go up to the right, after which it will make a dogleg-like turn to the left. After 10 to 12 shots, the random recoil starts to kick in, after which it's nearly uncontrollable. I would therefore recommend to only spray for up to 10 shots, unless you're at point blank range. Lastly, the biggest drawback of this rifle is its low hip and aim accuracy. In fact, most assault rifles, even some older ones, are about twice as accurate. The aim accuracy in particular can become quite problematic when shooting at someone from a distance. When doing some tests with this weapon, I regularly saw missed shots even when shooting from 30 meters. The lack of a rail attachment slot also does not help with this. You can only equip muzzle and scope attachments to this weapon. Aside from having access to all standard attachments, it also features a special loopholed 1.3 times scope, which is actually quite nice on this rifle. However, you will need to unlock this sight through the weapon mastery system. There is also a gold version of the AK-47, which gives 10 extra RPM, half a meter of extra range, and 5 extra bullets in the magazine. The Godfather version has the same stats, but has no muzzle slot and more recoil. The modifications on the AK-47 are very good. Most of them, in particular the damage and range mods, can provide a huge stat boost. For example, the elite tier of its damage mod gives it 12 more damage, boosting its base damage up to 97, which brings it in line with rifles such as the G36 Assault, and even out-damaging its younger variants like the AK-12 and AK-15. Another example is the range mod. Up to 5 extra meters of max range allows to bring the rifle in line with the top rifleman primaries. However, the mods that directly increase its damage potential, those being damage, rate of fire, and limb damage, do come at the cost of extra recoil, although they don't increase it by all too much. Like of any other new moddable weapon, it comes with 2 unique mods. The first special mod gives it 18% more RPM and 20% less recoil, at the cost of 10 damage. This practically turns it into an AKS-70 for you with a much higher head multiplier and more recoil, with its base recoil made even worse by the increased rate of fire. This mod therefore trains long range potential for raw close range firepower, particularly becoming a headshot machine up close. The other unique mod does the exact opposite. Trauma rounds gives the AK-47 30 more damage and increases the range by 7.5 meters, but reduces the rate of fire by 20%. If you add the normal damage mod as well, you'll be looking at a nice maximum damage of 127, allowing it to essentially provide guaranteed one-hit KOs at the head at any distance. It hurts your close range potential though, due to the reduced rate of fire, which can be slightly recovered with the rate of fire mod to bring it around 515 RPM, which is obviously still pretty slow. However, what makes this mod truly amazing to use is its effect on the recoil, because a reduced rate of fire also reduces recoil. It therefore becomes much easier to control, especially when shooting from a distance. This therefore makes the weapon incredibly powerful and consistent for almost any distance. Now that we know everything about the AK-47, we can take a look at the Desert Eagle, which when stock is in a different situation due to its good base damage output of 135 and an OK rate of fire of 270 RPM. However, despite having a 5x head multiplier to the head and a 1x body multiplier, it does suffer from low limb multipliers, 0.9 on the arms and only 0.7 on the legs. It also has only 10 meters of effective range and a minimum damage of 50, which you may actually reach since its damage drop is 3 per meter without a suppressor and 2.4 per meters with one. It also has a small magazine of only 7 bullets, but reloads in less than 2 seconds. The selection and ADS speeds are also consistent with most other pistols. The recoil of the Deagle is funnily enough quite reflective of its real life counterpart. It has a lot of kick to it, but the recoil is quite consistent. You can, if you are used to it, spam this pistol quite consistently. Unless you want to hip fire though, because the hip spread is quite bad. Its aim accuracy compensates for that by being really good, so it is mainly used to ADS with, which is further complemented by having all muzzle and scope options, including the pistol scope, so you can literally use it like a pocket sniper. The Desert Eagle has two main other variants, a golden version and a crown version. There's also a Godfather and an Elite Crown version, but they are statistically identical to the golden version. The golden version provides 1 meter of extra range and 1 extra bullet per magazine. The crown version though, you want to pay extra attention as I'll rapid fire through all of these different stats. 5 more damage, 5 extra RPM, 2 meters of extra range, reduced base damage drop of 2 per meter, 1.6 per meter with a suppressor, a reduced minimum damage of 32, 2 extra bullets per magazine, about 30% less recoil, 25% better hip accuracy, and much worse aim accuracy. Yes, this version is essentially another step up from the golden version, albeit with some drawbacks. In terms of mods, the Deagle is no different from the AK-47. Most mods provide a rather sizable improvement over its base statistics. However, special attention should be given to the accuracy mods going up to plus 30%, the aim speed mod allowing you to reduce the ADS time by 50%, the ability to increase the limb multiplier by 30%, and having up to 6 extra bullets in a magazine. Similar to the AK-47, increasing the pistol's firepower will come at a cost. In this case, the damage, rate of fire, and limb damage mods will cost you both aim and hip accuracy, which you will notice once you need to use it up close and then find out that your shots are going nowhere. Its two special mods are again similar to the AK-47. The first mod increases the rate of fire by 36% while costing you 10 damage. And the first thing I'll say about this mod is that it is absolutely crazy, as you'll gain about 100 RPM with it alone. No, you can't put a rapid fire mod on the Deagle. Haha, my Deagle go BUH. It turns the weapon into a near uncontrollable beast when you actually intend to shoot at its rate of fire, which can be up to 400 RPM, being even faster than the Makarov when it's fully modded for maximum rate of fire. However, if you combine this with the hip accuracy mod and especially with the Crown's variant increased hip accuracy, you will have a very potent close range spam pistol. The reduced damage does impact the one-hit headshot range, but not by too much. In my opinion, this is the aggressive player's dream pistol. If we just forget about low power existing, of course. The second mod, Golden Bullets, again does the exact opposite. You gain 55 damage, but lose 30% of your rate of fire. This allows the Desert Eagle to reach an absurd damage value of over 190, and even being able to reach over 200 damage on the Crown version. This does come at a cost of having a pistol with a rate of fire of around 200 RPM, giving you one of the slowest pistols in the game. Similar to the AK-47's high damage mod though, this provides two advantages. Not only does the recoil almost completely reset with every shot, its hip accuracy does too, making the hip fire spread much more consistent. Combine this with the hip accuracy mod and you will have a pistol that functions very similarly to some of the game's OG revolvers like the Mateba and Python, with an incredibly high base damage. Now you may be thinking, which of these should I level up and which mods do I invest my components in? I would say that the Desert Eagle is the one you should modify first, as it is much easier to increase the mastery level of it, because you only need to have it in your loadout to get XP with it. It's also easily usable without any mods in PvP due to its decent base damage output and attachment versatility. Both of its special mods are also very good in their own way, so it mainly depends on your playstyle and what class you play. For example, I would go with the high RPM special mod as a sniper for close range firepower, but would take the golden bullets mod as a medic for that long range consistency. The AK-47 is also a good choice to start modding with its base damage and RPM mods already providing a very significant boost to its base stats. In fact, you don't really need to use the special mods to make it good. For example, increasing the damage, rate of fire, and aim accuracy would already make it a very powerful option, with 97 damage and about 650 RPM being very close to the current top assault rifles. If it's hard for you to control a recoil, I would also highly suggest using the aim accuracy mod in this weapon, because it significantly reduces the recoil while also giving you less spread while you're aiming. Either way, the modifications on both weapons will easily allow you to change and boost their stats to fit your playstyle. While at the very least they are considered usable in PvP when stock, they can become top picks once you apply the right mods to them. They also have a pretty nice feel to them, especially if you're a veteran Warface player and have seen these two in game for such a long time, including myself, who really enjoys using the AK-47 with some mods applied. I should also mention their special drive skins that you unlock once you reach the maximum mastery level of 40. The AK-47 looks pretty good, but the one on the Deagle only has the top slide with the skin applied, which in my opinion does not look very nice. However, since these weapons exist in the game for so long, there are plenty of skins for you to choose from anyway. What do you think of these weapons? Did you already try modifying them, and if so, what do you think about them with the mods applied? Or maybe you would like to see more videos similar to this uploaded in the future. Let me know in the comments or on my Discord server. I also regularly stream Warface and other games on my Twitch channel. You can find all the links in the description. Also, if you would like to see more videos from me, make sure to subscribe and like the video. Or dislike, I guess that helps too. I hope you've enjoyed and learned something from this video, and as always, have a great day.